All right, we are live. We have great news in Redding. So Redding will be hosting the 2026 Ironman here in August 16th, 2026. Will be here in Redding. It's called the 70.3. It's not the full Ironman, but it's one of the bigger ones that they do. So pros will be here. Great practice place. And of course, you get to experience Redding. So registration for it. So if you do want to compete in it, like I have friends who would like to compete in it. So it starts November 13th, which is Thursday coming up. So sign up for it if you want to join. Plus there's basically it's a little over a mile swim, not a little bit, 1.2 miles swim in Whiskeytown Lake. Then you get on a bike and you ride all the way 56 miles all the way into the Civic. And then from the Civic, you run 13 miles around the Sacramento Trail and you finish at the Civic. Now, you don't have to compete. Not everybody has to compete and to have fun with this because you're going to be there's tons of volunteer opportunities. One thing I know about volunteering is when you volunteer, you get to hang out with other great people because there's a reason why people volunteer. They're awesome people and they just want to contribute. So that's also on the website. So look up Ironman 70.3 Redding, California. You'll see it there. There's community. Also, you're gonna have these world-class athletes are gonna be coming into Redding and experiencing this. So great way to just get to see Ironman up close. I remember I first saw Ironman on an airplane on a flight to the East Coast and watched this on the TV screen. Back then, it wasn't just your own screen; it was on the wall. And watching the Ironman and seeing these people, I remember there's an 80-year-old guy or something like that was running, and I thought, man, when I get that old, I want to be able to run as well. I'm younger and I'm not able to run, but I'm going to try to see if I can get trained for this. Also, speaking of that, the Ironman, it reminds me of a real estate friend who actually coached a Downs Syndrom athlete to run and swim and bike in the Ironman, and he completed the full Ironman, not the 70.3, the one that has 2.4 mile swim. It has a 180 mile bike ride and a full marathon, 26.2 mile. And so Chris Nikic, I think I'm saying is right, Nikic. If you watch the special that ESPN did on, super inspiring. I was actually in a conference, and this guy came up to me and he was talking to me, and I started talking, find out he was the Dan who coached Chris. And so we become friends since then. Shout out to you, Dan, in Orlando. Nick is the first Down syndrome athlete to complete a full Ironman triathlon, which here's why that's a big deal. Things like this are inspiring people with Down syndrome to do things that people would say you can't. He's actually inspired Jaymin and the parents of Jaymin and other Down syndrome parents. And now that's why we have the YouTube channel. That's why we're in January 2nd. I can't wait to release what's happening. We're filming right now for the release of multiple videos. We've got sponsors. We've got people who are coming alongside producing this thing. Super excited. So January 2nd will be the release of Jaymin's his YouTube channel at a much higher level. If you want to, please subscribe. Right now, it's only 345 subscribers, and you can be in before it hits 1 million. Now, strategy for real estate. Speaking of how this all ties into strategy for real estate. Speaking of marathons and triathlons, that reminds me of the people I've seen who've made the most money in real estate. There's people who do flips, and flips are exciting. They're quick. They create some cash. They don't make as much money as most people might think. A lot of guys get down with a flip and they see the financial piece at closing and they go, man, that was a lot of work for how much money we made. So if you want to do flips, there's strategy with that as well. But it's a full-time job. Anybody who says they just make money and they don't have to do a lot of work, no, flips are, you get a full-time job, you buy another one, and you get another full-time. So you have to keep producing and making money. There's sprints. Sprints are exciting. I love watching the sprints in the Olympics. You watch it, 10 seconds, it's over. But buying with there's a couple things. Buy with affordable terms. then rent for more than the terms. For example, if your monthly mortgage is $2,400, make sure that property can rent for $2,500, that you're having a slight profit because over time it'll increase. You're not worried about the price of the property as much. You're looking for the terms, and then hold it. Make sure it's a property that doesn't need a lot of work. It's got the terms, and you can hold it. Buy affordably, rent, and hold is the marathon. It's boring, and it's not going to get a lot of people are not going to celebrate you on YouTube because like, wow, you get a $10 margin on your rent. But over time, the marathon investors are making way more money because two things happen. One, rents will increase over time. Now they can come down and go up. It's free market, but overall, we have a history where it just continues to go up over time. Second, it increases in value over time. Not saying it will today or tomorrow in like a week. That's not the goal. It's a marathon, holding it long term. Long-term investors make the money. And then what's really exciting about these income properties, once you have them, it multiplies your hourly worth. Meaning if you start generating $1,000 a month extra, that means you can add another $1,000 to your 40-hour work week, and you're making more money per hour, and you're not having to do the work generally on the properties. Most months you do nothing except for collect the check. Sometimes you have to, but that's the value of owning the property. So any questions? Appreciate you guys. If anybody's watching this, thank you. Please like, subscribe, do all the things. And as you know, we sell homes so children are not sold. So if you know anybody looking to buy a home, sell a home, get their home sold and on the market, get as much exposure as possible, please create a 3-way text, introduce us, let them know they'll get a personalized VIP 5-star experience, and tell them about us so we can get to know them as well. So thank you so much. Have a wonderful day, and we're done.